To download Gimp, enter this URL into your browser and you will be presented with this landing page. Then click onto this download button. Now I am using Windows 11 on my PC, so I would now click onto this download button here. Of course, you may want to be installing it on a Linux system, in which case you would click onto this link here and the following page would appear. And of course, you can see you would have a choice of buttons onto which you could click. Going back to the previous page, you could click onto this where it says Mac OS, and if you did, you would be presented with the following page. And you can see there is a choice of buttons for downloading to the Mac operating system. However, I'm going to go back to this previous page and I'm going to click onto this button here. And of course, we can now see that it's beginning to download the appropriate file. While it is downloading, it gives us the opportunity to look at this page. And you can see here that it's telling us that Gimp has been built entirely by volunteers. And if you click here, you can support Gimp by donating money to help with the development of the product. If you look down here, you can also contribute by clicking on this button, and the ways in which you can contribute appears as a list here. You could write some documentation for them, or you could create tutorials. We can return to look at the progress being made with downloading the necessary file, and you can see that it's progressing. I'm going to let that progress, and we're going to come back and have a look at it towards the end. Well, we can see it's downloaded, and what we need to do now is to click here where it says Open File. This dialog box will then appear, and it's a case of clicking onto this where it says Install for me only. This setup dialog box then appears, and it's a question of clicking here on Install. This dialog box then appears, and you can see it has a progress bar, which is informing us about the progress of installing Gimp onto our computer. I've let it run on, and then eventually you will see this dialog box, and now it's a question of clicking here on Finish. When you first launch Gimp, it should look like this. It is worth pointing out that just before you clicked on the Finish button, you could have clicked here to check it, and that would ensure that when you clicked on the Finish button, Gimp would have been launched for the first time, and then you could see if it was as you expected it to be.